Yo yo! So latest arrival for my figurine collection is this guy, Saitama from One Punch Man. It's a Figma release, Japanese import again. I've had a brief play around with him. He's pretty bare bones for the most part. As far as Figma goes, I've only got a couple of Figmas in my collection, but my experience with him isn't vast, but he seems a bit bare bones. So this is a figure. I've changed his head, but everything else is in the default state in terms of hands and arms and stuff like that. But to run through quickly his optional parts. So first up, usual Figma stuff. He comes with extra hands, which is standard stuff. You can just swap them in and out quite easily. And one of them is a cup holder hand, which is this one here. And he has a cup holder hand because he also comes with a teacup. So the teacup says anti-disaster something. I forgot it off by heart. Hero Association, Anti-Disaster Measure Hero Association. So that's the little teacup, and it's painted with some matcha tea inside. I suppose it's supposed to be matcha. Just gonna assume. He also comes with an optional head part. This is his default head, not the one that's on his thing. I can't remember what I said now, but yeah, this is his default head with his derpy looking face. The derpiest hero around. It's a clean sculpt. He's bold and fairly plain looking, just how he's supposed to be. And then finally, he comes with optional folded arms part as well, which hilariously the little pegs here just look like his egghead, but these aren't actually proper joints. They're not the bits that go inside the arms. You simply yank these out, and then once you remove the arms you just plug them in. Interestingly, for these the cross arm actually comes apart. So when you do the arm, you do it one by one, and then you've got a tiny little peg here, and you simply plug it in. Like, oops. Show. And then there you go. And then yeah, so obviously he doesn't have the completed hand. It's like a stub, if you like. And then yeah, these just kind of you just put aside, I suppose. Yeah, so that's all he comes with. That's my phone ringing if you can hear it, but ignore it. He does come with an extra ball joint. I'm not sure what that's for. I didn't look too deeply in that. And with his cape, this little bit is plugged in, and that goes into the back of his cape and into his back itself. But at the moment I've just got him on the stand, like so, which comes included like most Figmas. The reason being is he's very difficult to stand without any support with the included base. So yeah, you just simply unplug that, and then this stand takes the replaces that, and then plugs into his back through the cape. I did play around with trying getting him to stand on his own. He just wasn't really having any of it. So good luck to you guys if that's what you want to try. But you're going to have a hard time and limited like poses if you can get him to stand without it. Generally speaking though, I'm going to take him off the stand anyway. So if you don't include it, the cape just simply comes off like that. Generally speaking though, he is a basic figure, so there's not a lot to talk about. Yeah, he has the standard movement in his arms of joints and pupillary. Excuse me. Let me just read. Yeah, so he has the standard joints in his arms and his hands. His normal knee and then foot and then the toe joint as well. And then yes, of course, his head does move to a relatively decent, a standard degree. It's fine. It's there. But he's very plain. If I have to be honest, I'm slightly disappointed in this Figma. I know he's a very plain character anyway. It is nicely painted. It looks fine when you just pose him in, like I had in the beginning earlier pose, and it works. But you're not gonna get much else out of him, I don't feel, because the cape is quite obstructive with his sorry, yeah, okay, yeah. So it can obstruct his shoulders a little bit. So you're not gonna get too much out of that, and the rest is just it's very normal. It's very standard. So I'm not. Let me just pull that up a little bit. I'm not really sure what else to say about him. He's okay figurine. If you're really into One Punch Man, like a huge fan, then you may consider buying him, and you'll be satisfied. If you're like me, you enjoyed the show, but you're not a huge fan, then you can save some money. I think that there are better Figmas out there. Like the Disney Elsa one is a really great figurine, which I've actually just got here. I haven't actually done an opening or anything for it, but it's really great figurine. Anyway, sorry, I shouldn't go off track like that, but yeah, Saitama's okay. The optional parts are very standard. He doesn't come with much else in terms of accessories or anything like that. The last thing I would say, it might not be new to some of you, but for me it was. I'm going to take his cape off quickly. So here we go. This is just sleeping suit, really. But what was new to me is, if you look at the joints, they just look like swivel joints this time. So they're not hinged like before. I might be wrong. But they just look very new to me. And the same thing happens with his knees. That's where I noticed it first. And you can see it's just like a. It's like a, well, I guess it's kind of like a hinge, a door hinge, but even more like a door hinge. But it's not a joint I've seen in figurines that I own. So I was quite interested in seeing that. So overall, if you like it, like I said, One Punch Man like a lot, then sure, get it. If you want to save some cash, I would say save some cash. Though I do kind of hope Figma do Mob from Mob Psycho, because he was a cool character. But now I kind of fear they're just going to go plain Jane and just come out with this, I guess. All in all, we'll leave the decision up to you guys. Thank you for watching. I shall maybe move on to a different figurine to unbox. I wonder who that could be. Peace out.